The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to GBS TV. At GBS TV we have Chungu Jamii, and today I have a guest in studio. My name is Betty Akuku. We are going to be talking about masculinity test. I know that you are a bit curious thinking about masculinity. You probably are asking yourself, are women also masculine? Is this just a man thing? We are yet to hear more from my guest today. You are welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Betty. My name is Pastor Lucas Lusa from Beacon of Hope Tabernacle. Yeah, and we are here to discuss about masculinity test today and see the way forward concerning the same. It may not be really about masculinity, what people think about being masculine, or maybe the way men behave or they carry themselves, but it is probably what the society has for men, and probably the boy child in this
When
case.
it comes to masculinity.
Sure.
Okay, Lucas, welcome to the show.
Thank you so
I hope
much.
that you enjoy. Chungu Jamii is actually a family pot where we talk about all things, and the masculinity is also in the family. So I hope you take it home by first telling us what is masculinity.
Now, when we think about masculinity, we will discuss about issues that relate to men. Maybe men, there's a way that the world views at men, or the society looks at men, and men really have been at it quite big time, and they've failed as men at times. And I want, when we'll be discussing about the same, we'll see probably why we are becoming that, and there's much that is expected from men to carry about and maybe to show direction, but it's just like the girl child has been too empowered, such that even the masculinity of men is like now we've become one, or it's like the women are carrying the day.
The reason the girl child has been so much overpowered, as you put it, is because the society also views the girl child as the weaker one. So you only empower the weak one, but the one who is stronger, what help do they need? Men have paraded as the strong one, the one who does not need any help, and society views the man as the stoic figure. What do you think about that?
Well, man is the stoic figure, even since creation. But what is happening today is quite not very encouraging to the society per se as men, because men have not been showing a lot of leadership. It's like there's a point where probably, I don't want to bring about the devil here, but I mean, the girl child has been really empowered.
Do you think the man has not risen to his position because of the girl empowerment? Has that been the setback?
What? Yes, it is.
Really?
It's part of it.
I thought if you know your space, if you're on the road, you keep your lane. Are you going to stay here because everyone else's car is good or everyone else is keeping up? I mean, if you're on your lane, then you keep your lane without looking at the other.
Now you see, Betty, when we
Yes.
come to the society, there's a way the society looks at man and the boy child. But there's a way also probably that the girl child is what even the media and every other place is talking about. It's like it has overshadowed the boy child and men, probably to a point that at times it looks like it's only like the girl child that exists.
Okay.
Whereas it's not that men are not doing their roles. There are some who are doing their roles, but it is difficult to be a man in our society today.
They have so much been overshadowed.
Yeah.
Where do you think this problem is stemming from? Because from the onset, it has been known that the man is so stoic, they're not supposed to show any emotion, they should cry in the toilet, they're supposed to be the strong one, they should bear the burden, they should provide, they should be the breadwinner, and all these things are supposed to be on them without exhibiting any weakness or lacking at all. Where is this problem stemming from, that now the boy child has been buried in the sand?
Sure. It's very true. That's now the main thing when we talk about masculinity, actually. Where the problem came from,
Yes.
and probably how we are going to tackle it. One, when we are taught that men should not cry, when we were growing as boys, we were taught men.
I know they cry, but in the
men
toilets.
don't cry in the toilet and the bathroom.
Okay, yes.
Okay, you know, those are emotions. And men were shown that they should not display their emotions. But we should still display our emotions as men. But the society has put some in quotes that if you're a man, you should not do some certain things. The issue of not even being kind of present or maybe showing your masculinity very well in being showing leadership, is the problem is that the society today we have is that there's no time for men. A man is, we don't meet like this now when we are talking about Chungu cha Jamii, because we are talking about the society. The society should have avenues where men go and discuss manly issues, women to discuss women issues, and helping the young boys who are coming. I think the problem lies with the generation that has gone, or the generation that is ahead of us, maybe probably because there was not that much time. There was not that much
time.
Interacting.
The women
between
and the men equally have 24 hours in a day.
Sure.
And the women try to find time to do their chamas and stuff. The women are also very vocal. They will speak and speak and speak. So what is wrong with the men? Where is this actually coming from? Is it a forefathers thing that the man is supposed to be like this? Is someone keeping that pace? Or did the person who began this fly away?
You know, the problem is also with all the society today is we've become one village. The globe is one village. And we are taking more of the Western kind of cultures, not doing our own culture as a society. Now what we call the Jamii. Women have 24 hours, men have also 24 hours. But you realize men have gone to look maybe to be at job, probably like in most cases we find that the dad is working in Nairobi, the mom is in the village with the children. So the mama takes role. So he plays both the role of a father and a mother. Whereby I want to tell you, mama, there are things that mama could not tell me as a man.
Yes.
There are things she will help me, but there are things that I need a man
to tell you.
Especially when it comes to issues relating to masculinity and also how I can go through that maze. Because there's a maze that find a way to becoming a real man. And then the man has also been, you graduate and you come to a point whereby you realize it's you are really modeled. There's the issue of modeling and the issue of fathering. Because most of the time, the fathers are not available to show fatherhood and leadership in the family, because we're talking about the society today.
Has this carried forth from them days when it was so that the father would go to the city and look for provisions and the mother would stay at home? This is not the scenario in this generation, in this century. You know, why has it been carried forward? With all the information and the education and the enlightenment that we have today. Yes, because parenting has actually changed. We can no longer parent our children the way we did. Otherwise, we will lose them out. So as things are changing, we're going to change as well.
But when change is inevitable,
yes,
as we grow, change is inevitable. But there are some trends that we can borrow from our forefathers, that
which
we can
are very
still
key
carry
and
them,
can still help us even in the current generation.
In parenting.
I agree.
Parenting today is quite a difficult task for the working class, for the mid-aged class, and for every class.
Yes.
Because tomorrow we will be the grandpas. We'll be the forefathers and foremothers after a short while.
Grandpas in the city.
Yes. And it requires one to really think about it and deeper, not just at the face value. Because, you know, if we look at it from the face value today, it becomes we will not make it far. But what is happening is this, Betty, if I may say, is we have to change roles. Because it's like there are reversal roles today. Mothers are doing what fathers are supposed to be doing. They look for food, they look for everything, they take care of the kids. And it's like the man is becoming obsolete somehow in the picture. It's disappearing somehow from the picture. And that is why we are here today to speak about actually what is happening today. And we really address that issue because we've been given the opportunity at such a time as this to really address such an opportunity. One, there's something that you mentioned about our forefathers. Why are we not having that father-son relationship? Why are we only leaving the things to the father? You find that it is like the pressure. I said there's something that I mentioned when we were beginning the program. I said that it's hard to be a man in our generation. So much is expected of you. So much is expected of us. And sometimes going through that, it looks like a wheel. Going through that wheel or that path becomes a little bit difficult. But there's also a way with that we can also manage and balance issues. Career should not come before the family, and looking for money should not also take the space that should be for fathering. When I talk about masculinity, we are not talking even about boys alone. We're also talking about the family, the society in large. Because we want to bring up a balanced society, not inclining to one side.
Yes.
That the girl child is the one who is very empowered and the boy child is not being empowered at all. The other problem that I've seen is there's some laxity also between generations. The fathers becoming a little bit relaxed in many other things.
Even before you get there, Lucas, masculinity. You know, are you masculine because of your biological features? Are you masculine because of having some, the kind of sport that you do? Are you masculine because of the roles that you are supposed to take up? What is it that makes you pass the masculinity tests? Because if men are working and women are working, it means both of them can now help each other in our today's society.
Sure.
We can no longer just rely on the man to be the one who provides, to be the one who takes care of the bills, and the woman's money to just be there for, dressing and makeup and hairdos and just, luxurious stuff, and leave everything to the man, Is the man still really stepping up to his role, overlooking the woman's money?
No, you see, in today's society, I said we have many problems, not only one problem.
Yes, what is barring the man? I told you earlier, if you know your lane, what is keeping you from keeping your lane?
Okay.
Why is the woman distracting you? Why are other things on the side distracting the man? Because before we get to what is the solution, how are we going to fix this, we must first get to know where is it coming from. Otherwise, it will recur and we'll never deal with it. So what's keeping the man from towing his lane? Does he even know his role? Does he even know? Has someone taught him?
Yeah, they know. We know our roles.
What is burying him? Yes.
We know our roles, and the issue of everybody going to work and bringing some money on the table is very interesting because it has brought its own twists and turns altogether. Because there are things that we are seeing today, like when you get married or you become a family person.
Yes.
It's not about I am the woman, I am the dad who is bringing the money, like in our generation today. The issue is we complement one another.
Exactly.
But what has been happening today is like now, when the girl child has been so empowered, I know that this one will bring a lot of problems.
There's now competition.
There's a lot of competition. Instead of you compete me in the house, you compete me in the church, we are competing everywhere in the studio.
At work.
At work, everywhere we are in a competition. And we are in a race.
You want to be the industrial ones. You also want to get to the industries and work. And wear the overalls and do the work that you do.
Yeah, the quote that what a man can do, a woman can do better.
That's why I asked you, how do you define who passes the masculinity test?
Now, when we talk about masculinity test today,
who passes that test?
There are men who do that, but sometimes we also find that they become also detached somehow in one way or the other, and they also need to be spoken to also.
Yes, for fear of, what is their fear? Why do they draw back?
At times, the challenges of life are
the women so tough?
It's not that the women are so tough. The issue is, the media, everything is like the girl is carrying it all.
Really?
Everywhere.
Really?
But when we talk about masculinity, it's like now the way a man is looked at. Not even the way you are like sporty or you have the biceps or triceps. No,
That's
it's
not it.
It is not about that one.
Because there are men who are fighting to have the six-pack and to have the whatnots, to be muscular, because there are people who view masculinity as being, of course, masculinity can also be called manly.
Yeah, it's
you
also
know.
manly features.
Yes,
Yeah.
but now there are people who are working day and night to achieve the physical masculinity.
No, we are
But
not.
you are talking about a different kind of masculinity, rising up to the man that you are called to be. Is
Sure.
that what you're saying?
Showing leadership and direction and fatherhood.
Exactly.
That's what we are missing today in the society.
Yes, no wonder our society has really gone astray, because the fathers and the leaders have gone away.
Not even the leaders, because some of the leaders are ladies too. Because we say or talk about the leaders, because the leaders, you know, like now there is that issue in to have a two-thirds majority in parliament and the like. But now what we are talking about is there's a bigger problem that we have to address today.
Please address it.
Because
Please address it, because we are going astray.
There's a point where, as men, we have to stand up to be counted. And that's why we have such a topic. It's very difficult. It's very controversial.
They must stand up to be counted. You know,
Yeah.
I watched an advert someday
Yep.
about shoes, and they were actually saying, stand up to be counted. And if your shoes were not as shiny, then you could not.
All right.
You know? So what does the man need to stand out and be counted?
What we need,
Of course, not a classy suit.
no,
What does he
even not a
need?
nice car. You don't have to drive the latest Porsche to be a man. You don't have to live in the best estate to be a man. The thing that we need today as men is just to rise up to be counted and to take our roles and responsibilities clearly.
With all the
With
things
that
that you don't
definition.
have.
Even without whatever you don't have, because
You just need to stand.
even if your wife is working or they don't have that much money, once you compliment one another and you set every way straight in your family or in the society, then there's a way things will start taking shape again, and the man will start now becoming the man that we used to know. Not the man that when he comes from the fire, from the gate, everybody goes to bed. You know,
Not a lion.
That's not what we are looking at.
Not a lion.
We're looking
I'm
at,
getting you, Lucas, and I'm looking at a family setup
Yes.
where the woman is the one empowered, or rather employed, and the man is not.
Yeah.
How does this man still stand out? Because, like I have told you about the advert, you need to have really shiny shoes to be able to stand on that platform to be counted. And I keep asking you, what exactly and precisely does this man need also to stand out on that platform? Because looking at this, the man is probably thinking, oh, I am the provider, and since I am not providing, I am not man enough. Can this man from this position still stand out and be counted? Because I am figuring out a man in that similar situation, watching this program right now, and they're like, you guys don't know what you're saying. My wife does this, so I can only be under. You get it? How does such a man still stand out to be counted?
No, we have to go past the society expectations of a man today, or of what is counted as the girl child being empowered. If a man is in a family that the woman is earning more, that does not mean that the man is not to be a man enough. He is to take his roles and responsibilities.
Exactly.
Because he's also providing.
Yes.
He is also part of the provision. The best thing they can do is to sit down with the wife and set their way clear. That this is how we are going to do our thing, and this is how we are going to organize our family. This is what I'm going to do, and you need also to understand and read books and understand more about the roles of fatherhood. Fatherhood is not just bringing up kids alone. Yeah, we've been even giving out kids. Because most people think that you are a father because I have kids. No, that's not the issue. The issue is to bring a generation, like now we are talking about Chungu Jamii, a generation that is God-fearing, a generation that will take over from us after a few years. I said we'll be the grandfathers after some time. And people all will be in a position really to stand out. And even the girls, even being empowered like that, they also need the father figure in the house, because the father figure is more of a role, not even providing the monies and
But you
everything
know,
and taking the people for.
the father
Yep.
would do his roles best when his mind is sober, but not when he's depressed.
You know why the
But
depression comes?
men get so depressed so easily, you know. Is it because they don't speak? What exactly? I really need to get what the man's problem is. Because as a woman, I would not fight to get the man out of his lane. You
Sure,
know?
yeah.
And if the man knows his lane, then however slow, fast, or on a medium speed, he should be able to keep it. You know, at whatever speed. That is now not standard for every man. You know, there are those who are very fast, there are those who are slow. It is allowed. Why can't they keep their lane? Why do they quit? You know, why can they talk about the things that disturb them, that they easily go into depression?
You know, when you talk about men going out of the lane and coming out of or getting into depression, for sure, most men are like that. Most men are, it's like they have retreated back to the caves. We call them sometimes.
Is it a
like,
personality? Or,
it's not
or
a personality.
What has happened to them?
It's a trait that is affecting us socially. It's a socio-psychological problem that men need to address, and this is why we are here today, that we may address some of these issues. Let me tell you, Betty, as a man, now you're talking to a man, and I know maybe probably you are bringing up a young man who will still be a man after some time. Men don't share issues the way women share their own issues. And especially, you see, like a woman, when when you get you're frustrated, you'll pour out. Men are not wired to pour out that easily. And we don't have forums where we can also go and discuss such issues. Like now, the way you go to chamas, you discuss, you go to other probably baby showers, you discuss issues, and then you're given the way forward on the same. Men, that's why they are moving out of the highway and parking along the highway, and that's why we are hit hard.
Yes.
Because we are not supposed to park on the highway.
Exactly.
And this highway of
you
life...
cause more problems.
And this highway of life is making us actually become like... we are not taking our roles and responsibilities very well. But what I can say is that for us men, if we just up our game, we don't have to fight to up our game. Just restart your car, restart your engine, and start moving slowly on this highway of life.
You see, for you to do that, Lucas, you must tell somebody else next to you, like, my car is off battery, please recharge. I'm out of fuel, you know. You call some motorbike person, hello, please rush to the next petrol station and get me some fuel for my car, you know, for you to restart. Because why did it go off?
Some even are not off.
Something was missing. Something was lacking. You needed something to restart. How do you let out? I think this is my biggest concern. You said that you men do not let out or pour out your hearts the way we do.
Yeah.
So do you have another way?
That is why we were taught big boys don't cry, man.
How do you let out?
That's how we were taught. You see, our upbringing also.
I think it's time to change this former ideologies of you shouldn't talk, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't da-da-da-da.
That's the narrative. That's the narrative that we should change today.
Yes.
And I believe maybe probably in another program we shall also discuss the same issues.
Who was taken up
beyond
that role?
Now,
before you tell me who was taking the role, please tell me, how do men let out? You said you have a different style.
Yes, men do let out nowadays. Yes. Like we go for barazas. We have our own chamas nowadays, not to compete with our own chamas, but we have our own barazas nowadays. If there are some men, I understand they are bringing out their barazas. There are also churches, institutions that are also bringing out the boy child. During circumcision, that time
They
they're
have
taken,
talks.
they have talks, they have manly talks, and then
So it's not just about letting
it's-
out
it's not-
through drinking.
no. Drinking is
You know, men
is-
let out in very funny ways from the stories I have
We
heard.
go to choma.
They go choma, they go drinking, they commit adultery, they do all such kinds of things just to let out. And funny enough, it's never out.
It's never out. Can I tell you one thing? Going out and having, doing all that sex, doing every immorality you want to do, running after all the girls, taking all the beer, and having a beer pot and the like, you still remain as empty as before. But there was also something I was mentioning about these vehicles on the highway of men, of masculinity, that it's not that they don't have fuel. They just went and reached a point and it's like it's a dead end. And they just decided to switch off the engine. But I believe that after this program, men will just rise up and start their engines. It's not that they don't have fuel. They have powerful machines.
They do.
And we have the power even to change the norms, the narratives that men have lost it. We've not lost it. What we have done
froze
is...
it?
We've just ended to some point where it's like it's not a real dead end. Is that we are not seeing beyond the death that you're put. It is in the mind.
You know, a lot of men, Lucas, complain of it is the women who bring them down. They say once they want to bring up their issues, the women put them down by their comments. You know?
That's very true.
These are the things I'm wondering if you guys know. This is your lane. You know you guys are the head. You know this family relies on you to take it to the next level. You know that this family relies on you to take it from where it is. Why do you quit with such kinds of excuses saying it is a woman? I mean, we saw this back in the days of the Bible when Adam said that, but God still held him responsible.
Oh, you want us to go that way?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I ever heard about that. Once I went to
It is
church and I heard
interesting.
that story. When it was a long time ago in my youth
It is
days.
very interesting, Betty. Let me tell
Why
you.
do you still keep up giving that excuse? It is this woman.
Let
who
me tell
gave
you
me.
one thing. God had a purpose for man before when He created them, and that is why it was distorted. There's that we call sin defect that came, the sin defect that was done at the Garden of Eden. And there was something that I was learning because we've brought about the Bible and the issue of creation and man, is that you see, even when he was asked, Adam, where are you? Instead of answering where he was or giving the geographical location where he was standing, he just said, the woman that you gave me. You see, that's where the blame game began.
And you guys realized, how come you're still following into that chain?
Let me tell you, one thing we
God
have
already opened your eyes and said, hey, my friend, man, you should take responsibility.
one thing we have
Why
to...
are you still holding on to the woman?
No, I want to tell you
Instead
this.
of being responsible and taking accountability. I mean,
Let
you
me tell
should
you.
have
Let
done
me tell
this
you one
long
thing.
time ago.
Let me tell you we have one enemy, all of us, both men and women.
Yes.
Who is the devil? And it's the same cunning devil, using the same tricks he used in the Garden of Eden, in a way of cunningness. And today, that's why he doesn't want even the church to look like church today. He doesn't want men to look like men today. He wants us to be seen like another object that is just there to be seen. It's not about wearing a trouser that makes us masculine. Because even when women wear trousers, they wear suits. But now it's a mindset that we should change. Because
I like that. It's a mindset we should change.
Yes.
But I don't like that it is the devil, because much as the devil could be living, I know that God is living. And I know that God speaks, you know.
No, in fact,
I
I'm
know
not
that
even
God has
edifying him.
spoken. God is speaking every single time. God is not saying to you what the devil is saying. Why are people only embracing what the devil is doing and the lies of the devil? So let's not even go the devil direction, because that is not the man's problem.
Sure. I'm not edifying the devil. Actually, what I'm trying to bring out is it's a problem that began a long time ago with our forefathers, very long time ago. But now,
Our
today,
fathers who had no technology,
who had
who
nothing.
had no much information,
Yes.
who had no exposure and education as we have today. So many things we have come to realize with time, but we are so resistant to change. We still want to hold on to, we are changing the things that don't help us much. You know,
Yeah.
the reason I am concerned about masculinity, Lucas,
Yes.
is because as a woman, we are bringing up sons.
For sure.
And we are not looking forward to having our sons into the fathers that cannot take responsibility, into the fathers that are going to be giving excuses for the mistakes their wives have done. I mean, if you were the one in charge, you got to find a way to take accountability without tagging the other person if you are the one in charge.
Sure,
So
sure.
men have been given the responsibility by God to be the heads of their home, to be the carriers and the bearers of the seed. Without a man, how can a woman bear?
No, there's
You
no
know,
way.
so it's such a special and precious task that men have been given. They sit on it and pile excuses that the woman has done, the woman has not done, or because the girl child. I mean, it is time men rise up. I wonder who's gonna do this.
Now, that is quite tough. I said it's tough to be a man. And you, as we discussed, you can also find it not very easy. I said...
By the way, don't you think the woman is being so much empowered and is being so much pushed because the man has slept?
Men have not slept. What they have done is that they are just they are there, not sleeping.
Women have not seen vacancies.
And you know, women, you see, like just the ancient day where Adam and Eve were still there, the woman took role. But the only question I ask myself is, or we can ask as men, is where was Adam? And why
Exactly.
did he eat too? He should have refused to eat, so that God even probably would. That's my thinking.
He didn't know the instructions, perhaps. You could assume.
Who?
Maybe Adam didn't know the instruction that he should not eat.
No, they were given the instructions by God.
So
that
why
of the
did
tree, touch not. In the
So
middle of
did
the garden.
Did he ignore? Was the woman's voice more powerful? You know, this is my exact point. Why has the man lost the way? Because with all his weaknesses, with all his lackings, with all the things that he cannot do and can do, God who made him still knows, but made him the head. Which means, with all the things and the strength the woman has, the man is still overall. Why does he allow the woman to reign and complain about her?
Well, those are excuses, eh?
Yes.
And
thank
I
you.
believe most of if it's like that, then it means that we have to change our mindsets.
Exactly.
And attitude. You know, attitude can bring the change of mindset of who we are and what are our roles and responsibilities. And even sometimes, I believe and hope that one time we will also have a bigger forum of men and some ladies. Maybe we discuss about the same issue and of masculinity, and then discover because this is a journey of discovery.
Yes.
Because it's a problem, and a problem has to be solved. Because we have to look for solutions and answers. Well, while our men turned out to becoming, I don't know, it's a revolution that came or whatever it is, that now it became that the women are taking over and everything like that. But the issue, I said I'm not trying to defy the devil so much, but the devil knows what we carry is seeds of greatness.
Exactly.
Not only of giving birth, but also seeds of greatness and being like representatives of Christ.
Not only of
And
siren,
God
but
himself.
other
Yeah.
things also.
Yeah, even the word. Because
It's true. It's
everything,
true.
man was given everything. And
Yeah,
he
not
was told,
just to
name
sire.
everything, name
Yes,
all the animals, the
yes.
plants, and everything.
And whatever you name, that's what they became.
That's what it became.
But you have reduced to your role to just siring, that you just give seed everywhere anyhow, until the woman now thinks, I mean, this guy is not serious. There's a vacancy here, I will take it up.
Betty,
And I will do what it takes, you know?
Betty,
This is my biggest problem today.
Betty,
Because
that
I
is
have
what
a
we're facing
son.
today.
Because I have a son.
It's a
And I have
great
seen
problem.
a lot of children on the road who are boys. And I am concerned that they are growing up to be just, to be just there. No. Someone needs to take up this thing. Someone needs to fight. Are you going to be that person?
Sure, it is the time for us as men to start fighting back for our families. We see the way forward, and we see how we are going to tackle this issue. Because I talked about men's barazas, where we meet.
Actually, I'm glad that you have seen the problem. What are you doing? What are you doing
Actually, we have
solutions
we
to
have
this?
we have a men's baraza where we meet even online,
Wow.
and we also have
Wow. Congratulations.
a program that we have in called the Sun Seekers Kids Club. We are bringing up boys and girls, and that is a point where we'll also define roles for them and responsibilities. Let me tell you one thing, Betty, today, as fathers and mothers today, because I know we are the parents today. If we don't stand out to be counted today, even as parents, both the girl and the boy, then there's a time we will cry and say we had the opportunity. Now, today, as now we're in the media, we have a program which touches on the society and the community that we're living in, and especially in Nairobi and even up country. Whether technology is not even in the city, even up country,
Yes.
we've seen this kind of a situation. Is that time as men we have to take our roles and rethink why God created us first as men.
So you're giving a call to the men. How do they come to the baraza?
Actually, it's a clarion call, not only a call, a clarion call
I know.
to all men
I
that
know.
we should stand out to be counted in our generation.
How do
As
they
people-
qualify
do you know
to come
even-
into the baraza?
Before I answer that question, do you know even when we stand out, men affect even girls upbringing so much.
Exactly. Even women will submit automatically.
Yeah.
Because they can see, hey, there's power here. You know, there's a time you call a woman and they're like, hey, who is that calling me? And they don't even see the need of rising to that call because who is calling me? There's no power and command in that voice. And I don't mean power to kill,
Yeah.
but power to respect. Yeah.
And power to love.
Yes.
Because
but
it's
now
all-
people just neglect and ignore until to the extent of, hey, I just want a child. I don't want a man in my house. I don't want a husband. For what? They have been viewed as liabilities. You know,
So that's
and
what
not
you're
just because of joblessness. Exactly. This is where the position has gone down to. Until women do not even want to. Women are struggling with submitting because what are they submitting to? When there is power and authority, submission is so easy.
And
it
even
just
love.
floats. Even love is so easy, you know. And you don't submit to money.
No.
You're submitting to a leader. You're submitting to a husband. You're submitting to a father. But why do we lack all these things? Because somebody has left their role.
Yeah, that's what I
So
was
what
saying.
is being taught in the baraza? What are you guys talking about?
In the baraza, we have a man-to-man talk.
Wow. I like that
You
idea.
can you can come, you can find a shoulder where you can cry on. You can come and share maybe issues that you have concerning
some safe
masculinity.
space.
You have some safe space, and we also create an information kind of or information box where you can come and maybe pick some 1 or 2, 3 things from men. We also have those chomas.
Wow.
We go have chomas, share, play together. Because you see, men tend to really pull themselves away from everything. They just remain with their career, they remain with probably the kids, some place, not all.
I know.
They don't even take time to take the kids. And they think that when you take the kids for, actually men should understand that taking people for like a retreat or for once a year's say journey or safari, vacation is what they need. No, we as men are needed daily.
Daily.
Because these children come from school, they have their assignments, they have things that they need us to ask some questions, they need us to show some guidance. Guidance is not just going and leading the women, it's just from basic, we go back to the basics. I think there are some things we saw our grandpas used to do. They used to call us, they used to eat from the family table at the same time with the kids, and they used to joke with the kids, narrate some stories to us.
But
Though some of them
nowadays-
were not very, very interested. We would live with fear
Nowadays,
because of the hyenas and the other things that they would
I
speak to us. In
The
those
long-time
stories,
stories.
long time stories.
You know, nowadays the kids in their mind, what is formed is dad is always absent. You know, for everything it's mom. They need something in school, it's mom. If there's a parents meeting required, it's mom. You know, the dad is absent, and he doesn't even think that it is important. And so the kids are watching this and they know the father is supposed to be away. The father is only supposed to pay rent. The father has paid school fees and that is all. You know, this is what they are growing up with. That's such kind of neglect. And it's not a good thing.
Can I change the narrative? From now, my own testimony.
Yes, though I have 2 minutes.
My own girls. I'm a father of 3 actually.
Wow.
A boy and 2 girls. And there's a time they ask me, is it only fathers or dads who go to school to take kids to school and maybe probably to go and pay their fees?
No wonder you are doing this, because now you have started changing. Yes.
It's our time. Okay, let me tell men that these small things, not the big things, these small things we do make a man.
Count.
And they count a lot. In terms
These
of
are the
love.
things that make you stand to be counted. Wow, now you've answered my question.
So, Betty, it's quite interesting.
The small things.
I would love to see the comments from viewers and listeners.
Those small things are the ones that make you to be counted.
They make a man.
Wow.
Not the big things that you bring, not the car, not the vacations that we go, but the small things. Sometimes take time. Give mama off. Take her to a hotel someplace. Let her remain there. Stay with the kids. Go with the kids. Let her take like 2 days off from the norms of the day.
And make breakfast for your family. And just know the hassle of having that tea on the table.
Now you've mentioned something that we're doing with Sansika's Kids Club. We're training those kids life skills. Cooking. Because it's unfortunate that we have people who are graduates and they cannot cook. Simple meal like ugali and sukuma wiki.
Because they're a man. Men don't go to the kitchen.
Not even men, even girls. Because we've neglected and we've left our children to the nannies, to the house managers. They don't train them that. It's our responsibility as parents to train the kids. Then we'll also teach them life skills. And one of them is cooking. And also first aid.
It's true, Lucas, a lot of things have gone wrong. You know why? It is because there was no leader. When there is no leader, when there is no shepherd, the sheep cannot but go astray. But when there's a shepherd, even though they don't want to go that direction, the shepherd somehow, with his rod and staff, they always follow. So because we have lacked this is the reason we have gone astray. And I have no apologies to say the man needs to get back to his place. Please give us your parting shot.
Oh, good. It has been great.
I know.
It's quite a short time. I thought we'd have a longer time to share and discuss about all these stories. For men, it's our time to take the lead and to show responsibility, and also understand that those small things that we do count a lot, especially to our dear ladies and to our dear wives and to our dear children, and even to the society at large. It's not what great we've done, but if the thing that we wanted to do, however small it looks like, it counts big time. Then let's also stand up and be counted in our societies. Wow.
That was awesome, Lucas. Thank you so much for coming. It has been good to host you. Thank you so much, viewer. I hope that you have learned lots of things that you didn't know. Probably you just knew masculinity is about physical features and the biological features, but you have learned that you need to stand out as the man to be counted. You don't need a big car, you don't need a big house to be counted. It's the small little things that Lucas has shared with us that you need to be counted. See you next time. My name is Betty Akuku. I have been your host.